What's going on, fishy friends? Rich here, Rich's Fishes, and I'm back with an unboxing. So today is the same day that I visited Tom, aka Coral Bandit, a little bit earlier. Met him up at his house in the upstate New York area earlier today. Finished my long drive home in, I think my phone says it's about 4 degrees outside today in New York, both upstate where he lives and down on Long Island where I live also. So that was fun. And what I got him to do was box up some fish for me in the same way that he might ship some. A little bit less effort was put into taping the box shut and some of the other things, but he bagged them the same way he normally would if he was shipping fish, and he insulated the box in the same way as if he was shipping fish. Now, he's not shipping fish this time of year, especially with this weather being so incredibly cold right now in my area and in his area as well. But I had the opportunity to go visit him, and boy, am I glad I did. I was really excited to see his setup and to see what it was that he's doing in his room. He's taking a nice, simple approach to breeding these things, and he's doing really well. And hopefully I picked up a couple of tips and tricks along the way. Hopefully I showed you guys a cool fish room the other day in that video, and I had to split that video and turn this into video number 2, where I'm going to do a little unboxing. If I can remember where I put my my scissor. Aha! So hopefully we got footage up there, footage over here. We're going to take some handy dandy scissors. I don't have my handy dandy utility knife with me at the moment, but I do have a pair of handy dandy scissors, and we're going to open this up, and it's anybody's guess what might be inside, because I forgot to turn the camera on when I was at Tom's house, when he was bagging everything up and when I was picking fish. But I'm sure you guys can imagine what it was that I might have picked out of that particular fish room. But let's get on with it, shall we? Now this is interesting because this is the first time that I've done an unboxing where I was also present for the boxing. So I know exactly what to expect on the inside of this box right now, but you guys don't, so it's a little bit interesting. For me anyway. Is the suspense killing anybody yet? Not killing me. Because like I said, I know what it is. So here we go. We're going to open this up. And we are going to see that Tom used some beautiful styrofoam lining on the inside of the box. We did not put a heat pack in here because, like I said, we weren't shipping the fish, and I was driving home with them on the same day. It's roughly a 4.5 to a 5 hour drive, give or take, from where Tom lives to where I live. A couple of stops along the way. I think it took us about 5 hours to get home this evening. I've since tried to unpack the car and do some of the other family things I had to do before I got a chance to get down here into the fish room and do what I got to do. But now the fun stuff begins. So in box number 1, we've got 2 beautiful German blue rams. Oh, and I'm spilling cellulose insulation everywhere. And you can kind of see that pretty well through the bag even. And what I'm going to do is, so I don't get any cellulose in my tank, I'm going to cut the one bag. We double bagged each fish. Tom's got this down to a science. He's been doing this. He's been shipping quite a lot of fish for quite a while. And in bag number 2, we've got 2 electric blue rams. I don't know if they're showing up so well on camera here. These things are beautiful. The coloration on these blues that Tom has is fantastic. And then finally, bag number 3 is another pair, well, another male and female German blue ram, just like in the first bag. Now let's see if I move my box out of the way without making a big old mess. I will say these fish feel a little colder to the touch than I would have liked. I can't blame Tom for that. That's nobody's fault but my own because of how long it took me to get here, and maybe I shouldn't have dilly-dallied as much as I did. So I'm going to cut open that one bag. And we are going to go ahead and float these guys over here for the time being. saying over here, like you can see that it's back over there is my 29-gallon tank where I had some rams in the past. I'm gonna go ahead and float them in there for right now. I do not know if I'm going to release them into that tank tonight, but at least they can get the benefit of the heat, because they will slowly need to acclimate. Temperature-wise, and even though these fish weren't shipped a long distance, they have been in less than ideal conditions for more than, longer than they should have been. They've been bagged up like this, like I said, for about 5 hours worth of driving. What time is it now? It's about 8:30. I think I left Tom's house at about 12:30 this afternoon, so it's been 8 hours. It's almost the equivalent of overnight shipping, I guess. But the fish are alive and all doing very well. We'll go ahead and take a peek. All right, so everybody is here floating in my 29-gallon tank, where I have that one ram left, which I believe is a female, and that rainbow fish. The male that was in this tank did recently die, and I have to wonder if that rainbow fish being added in here was the culprit. So I think what I'm going to do is give this tank a good cleaning, move some new sponge filters into it. By new, I mean used out of other tanks, and release all these rams probably into this tank over here. So let me get to work, and I will work on some of that, and hopefully have some nice beautiful rams to show you guys in a little while. Alright guys, so here we are a little bit later. I did a real big water change. I completely emptied out this tank. Took the sponge filters that were in this tank, cleaned it out in the water that was left in this tank. Took one of the running filters, one of the running sponge filters out of this tank and put it in here. And similarly, one of the running sponge filters that was in this discus tank where I am currently doing a water change. One of these sponge filters, I took one of those out and put it down in here in this 29-gallon tank, where I'm going to put all these new rams that I just picked up today from Tom. And I'm going to add in that other ram that was left from the last time I picked up some rams from Tom. So let me set up something here so I can plop and drop these guys right into the tank. Alright guys, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to start releasing some fish. I'm going to take this bag, I'm going to bring it over here. These are the electric blues. And then they go. And do the same with this next bag of German blue rams. One more time. 2 more German blue rams. And last but not least, there's the ram out of my other tank. And in they go. They all are in the tank right now. They're all kind of huddling together. Not always a great sign. If there is anything wrong in the end, I have no one to blame but myself, because I saw Tom's operation firsthand and everything is perfectly a-okay in that setup. So hopefully I didn't harm anybody by traveling home in the cold weather and trying to rush together this tank or anything, but all should be fine, I hope. Now the Rainbow's going to hang out by himself for a little bit in that 29. We'll see if I can't find a better spot for him sooner or later. Alright guys, that's it for now. Comment, rate, subscribe, let me know what you guys think, and I'll talk to you later.